I'm Alicia and I'm in year 11 and I done a dance and a mashup from different black artists. Yeah.
My name's Ismail. I did the same thing with the group. Yeah,
my name is Kerry. We just finished our performance. We was just dancing to represent our ski background and history.
My name's Jonathan, I just did the same thing.
My name's Ashley and I just did a song.
My name's Elida and I sang a song as well.
My name's Samia, I'm in year 10 and I wrote a poem called I'm Not Black.
I think that it's good that each break they do, I think it's each break, that I know that they do songs sometimes for black artists, and I think it's good that they include the students in to perform and show off their talents whilst also celebrating Black History Month. But I don't know what we could improve.
I think it's respectful that they try their best to be so included, and I think everything is good and there's no need for improvements.
I love how inclusive the school is, really being with Black History Month and representing our culture, but I feel like they could just do a bit more. In that sense, instead of just playing a song.
Personally, coming to England, it was a new discovery because back in my country, there's not a certain Black History Month. So when I came here, it just showed me the real meaning and how this country is kind of invested into our story and our background. But it's still important, but it doesn't really show people our background back because they do not include a lot of events and to show the diversity within our ethnicity. So I think they should be doing a more wider opportunities for people to showcase where they're from and what's the real meaning of Black History Month.
I would say it's very helpful when it comes to learning to appreciate the different struggles that generations have had to go through in order to get to the point that we are at today. I would say if you look back a couple of years ago, there was no Black History Month. There was no celebration around where people came from and the struggles that they had to face. And I think even though it's not perfect, I would say in 2025, it has improved a lot, a lot. I remember when I was younger, I never used to hear much. I didn't know much about Black history at all. And then when you look at today, I'm not even Black myself, and I've gone and performed a poem and I've been able to watch other people showcase their understanding of their culture and other cultures as well.
Who is a Black role model or leader that inspires you and why?
Beyonce, because she's just amazing and everyone knows her.
Ice Cube. I just like how he just came onto the music industry and he was laying down about what his culture is and what it means to him, and he just really took charge of that.
I agree with them too. Lots of Black music artists, especially, they make themselves very well known through the presence of their music, through their own diversity, and they are each in their own way different and very expressive.
I'm not a hardcore listener, but Tyler the Creator as well. I think think by the way he shows his music, it's so blatant, as if he's not trying to hide the real struggles of being Black. He just says it straight, and if they don't like it, they don't like it.
Yeah. I don't even really think it's taught that much because they only do it once a year, and after October they kind of forget about it for a while.
I think we do PD sessions about it in the month of October, and we have assemblies about it once, but it should be more throughout the year, not just in October.
And I think when they do it, we only really touch the surface, the basics, the big, very big, well-known people, Rosa Parks, Martin Luther King. We don't look at the sort of people who made smaller but significant contributions to help spread awareness.
Not to be rude, but I think people are just uneducated. I feel like it's just not taught enough, so people have questions, and I feel like as an education system, I feel like we've kind of lacked in teaching people because people are just uneducated.
And I think it's quite hard to change the perspective of whatever anyone believes about Black History Month or Black people in general, but I think that whoever does believe that it's something that needs to be spread awareness of, they should, instead of pushing it to the side or leaving it to just October, because I believe that when we leave it to just October, they kind of just say like Black people are only important in the month that they're celebrated in, but that's not true. That's something that I don't agree with, because I feel like Black people, they worked years and years of their life to get the acceptance that they have now, and to restrict it to just 1 month doesn't really make sense.
Yeah.
I would say it would be very important to incorporate Black culture throughout your daily lives, whether that be a conversation with your friends or the way you dress or the foods you eat. I think just making sure that you regularly kind of express that side of yourself in and outside of school, I think that would make people a lot more aware of who Black people really are.
I'll say Black History Month is, as she said, it's touching kind of the basics, and if they want to include Black History Month or kind of give people a reminder of our history, they should do it all the way through, because there's, as she also said, some people are just uneducated because they may not know the role that some unknown people had, the small contribution that they have done in order to create acceptance and validation within the current society, and that people should kind of, I don't know how to word it, but include themselves more into our story.
I think it's also important that we recognise that racism doesn't just happen 1 month a year. It's integrated within our society, and it's something that it's really hard to fight, which is why it's so important that we keep pushing forward. And I think just during the month of October, just remembering Black people during that month, it's not sufficient to make sure that we make a difference for the next generation and those to come beyond.
And it's unfair that people just act like it's not a thing when there's never been one day where any of us in this room have woken up and racism just wasn't there, and some people just don't care. And I get it, if it doesn't affect you, it doesn't affect you. I can't control that, but you can care, you can try. It doesn't mean that it just never happened and we should just forget about all the struggles that Black people have been through throughout the time period of forever.
I think that almost all Black people have witnessed racism. And as a school, I believe that the teachers, they try their best, even if they're not Black, to try and educate students on Black History Month. But from what I believe is that they should allow students to also go up and have a say and express what they've been through as well, because what the teachers do, they're just teaching their curriculum, and some of them don't really have their own experience of their own. So for a younger person to go up there and express that they've also been through something, it shows that racism does not only attack people of age, it attacks everyone, no matter how old you are.
Personally, I would say it's also important that we remember that racism and being against it has to be taught not only in schools but outside of that. I think as communities we have to fight against it, because I would say personally I've seen lots of racism, but most of what I see happens outside of schools and outside of professional settings, and it's very important that parents and guardians, etc., remember to teach their children that that's wrong. It's simply and basically wrong, and racism will never ever be right, and that's once again important more than 1 month a year.
I've witnessed a few racist encounters in just personally in my lifetime, and of course some at school, because there's always going to be that one group of people at school, and schools, they do try their best to stop it and to punish, and as much as a community we appreciate their efforts, they just don't learn, and as much as they can try, they can't force someone to change. But I feel like punishments and just education on Black topics and just how to treat people can be more. Different cultures everywhere. Wherever you go, a different person everywhere.
I think it would be like being able to walk up and down the street and being able to see people wearing their own like clothes however they want to, not that fear of being judged for expressing their culture. Being able to walk into like a workplace and see people eating the foods that they grew up with and not being judged for that, being told it tastes weird or smells weird or that they're doing something wrong. I think just simply being able to be themselves and enjoy what they want to enjoy, that itself would probably be almost a perfect world.